Hi everybody, it's Spencer, and this is my first ever YouTube video that I've ever made. And the sole reason we're doing this is because I want to talk about heated rivalry in an expanded fashion. And I've been having a lot of fun on TikTok posting my little videos, but it's not cutting it. So now we're here. And episode 5 just dropped, so this is great timing. Let's get into it. Episode 5 is the best episode of Heated Rivalry thus far. And I knew going into it that it'd be the best episode because I had a hunch that this episode was when, Scott Hunter was going to come out, per se. Sorry, you know what? I'm overstimulated. I'm overstimulated because of the yaoi. And I need a minute to process my emotions on this because I don't even know where to start or how to feel or okay. I think the best way to start this episode is to work backwards with Scott Hunter. And we can kind of go backwards through the episode to Shane and Ilya's love affair because those two really got my heart pumping this episode. Really. And I'm happy they've actually finally learned how to communicate because for this past season, these two have been communicating with one thing and one thing only, and that has been a lot of and I'm tired of it. I'm getting tired of it because what is communication if there isn't any? That is what is a relationship if it's only sex? And that's what it was. It was a lot of sex. And finally, in the beginning of the last episode, episode 4, they kind of began to really to hash it out. And in this episode, they really are synced up. They're clicking. They're tapping each other's, prefrontal cortex. When I saw episode 3 with Scott Hunter and Kip, I said on the internet that it was my favorite episode of the 3. And everyone was beating me up in the comment section and was like, well, no, this episode had no sex. This episode was not gay smut enough, blah, blah, blah. When I saw Scott Hunter kiss Kip on that ice block, on the fucking gay boy, on the rink, on the goddamn rink, when Scott kissed Kip on the rink, I thought to myself, they did that for me. Because when I watched episode 3 for the first time, and I saw Kip making those nasty banana smoothies, even though I love a good banana smoothie, it was still kind of gross. I was like, they have to have a happy ending because Kip just seems too sweet. He's 5'7". He needs this, he really needs this. And so Scott Hunter, I was really upset with him. I was like, come on, Scott, we got to pull through. We got to pull through. And Scott Hunter, he saw, the vision through the tree line, which was get the cup, retire maybe, because they said that he's old as a dinosaur, so that means that he's been working at this for a while, so he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He doesn't care. He's just saying, screw this shit, fuck all of you, is what he's essentially saying. And he's like, Kip, you're mine. And he brought Kip's ass down, kissed him, and it was beautiful. I love it. And I also love how that was the final, kind of like the icing on the cake, the cherry on top for Ilya to be like to Shane, I'm coming to the cottages. Girl, let's all go to the cottages. Let's all go to the cottages and have a key at the cottages. I want to go to the cottages. It's like negative 20 degrees here in New York. I want to go to the cottages. That sounds lovely. Sign me up. And maybe, hopefully it's not like, I don't think it's going to be quite like Fire Island, the Pines. Never been, but I've heard enough because you guys have loud mouths. But it's a lot. The stuff that happens at the Pines is going to happen in a microscopic way in the cottages, Imagine what's going on at the Pines or at Equinox's steam room. Yeah, the cottages. The cottages is a euphemism for sex. The cottages is a euphemism for a lot of things. A lot's going down at the cottages. Jealous. Let's go backwards more through the episode. I think the moment that really got me was when Shane said to Ilya, tell me all the things you're feeling in Russian. Genius call on Shane's part. This is how you know Shane's autistic, because he used his pattern recognition to see that Ilya also struggles with communication and said, okay, I'm going to find a way for us to communicate and break the barrier, but in a way that's making you comfortable, in a way that works for me. So tell me your baggage, give me your everything in Russian. And so this was a way for him to express himself and to say everything he wanted to say while not directly saying it to Shane. It was genius. It was clever. It was genius. It was smart. And I know if it was me in that situation, I would have had the Google Translate voice thing like this on the phone. Like, I would have had it up ready to go. Like, recording him trying to figure out what the fuck he's saying. Like, that's what I would have been doing personally. But I admire Shane's, his sense of trust in... His sense of trust and kindness to, not air out all of Ilya's dirty laundry by getting out the Google Translate. I am not the same. I want to read a direct quote to you from Ilya to Shane that he said to him over the phone in Russian, because this was what really got me. That's the worst fucking part of all of this. That I want you. It is always you. I'm so in love with you, and I don't know what to do about it. And there he was, in the hallway, in the tunnel, in Russia, and it was snowing, and his lover, his baby girl Shane, was across the sea for wishing for him to come home. Oh my god. I will say this. I think we got more hockey in this episode than we have in the entire season. So there's that. And the hockey mattered in this episode. Shockingly, the show about hockey actually has a hockey-related plot where the hockey is important. In that case, it was Shane getting his ass rocked on the ice. Plot point B. No, that's like plot point A. No, that's like a main plot point. I don't know what the letters I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with the letters. The other plot on the ice is that in the beginning of the episode, all the boys are brought together on the same team, the boys just being Shane and Ilya, to play in some game in Florida, which I don't know how hockey works. I don't know the logistics of hockey and why they're in Florida and why they're playing some game in Florida together. But I thought it was really cute. And I also thought it was really cute how Ilya was fucking with him at the pool and at the bar about him having a stylist, because Shane was all swap. Oh, there's my cat. So anyways, like, they play this game together. They're having an absolute marvelous time. They're really in a flow state, Shane and Ilya, and they're just, like, living down, which I thought was cute. After this big game where they thrive, they're successful, and, Ilya gives him a fucking kiss on the helmet. Sickening. That was nasty. And I was literally clutching my pearls. I don't have any pearls, but I was clutching my pearls because I was like, oh, there's no way. There's no way. But he did that. He really did that. And so anyways, when they go to the room and Shane says to him, I have to apologize. This was like a real switch of character for Shane to finally open up and use his emotions and to communicate. And that's been the challenge this entire goddamn show, is no one knows how to communicate. Besides Kip and Scott. That's why I love them so much in episode 3, because they communicated through their words and not just their... So yeah, I mean, that was a huge indicator that there's a shift tonally this episode, that these two are going to start opening up more to each other. Also, Connor's story. Where's your Emmy? Because his Russian accent, I've been around Russian a lot. When I was a kid, my dad's ex-girlfriend was Russian. Her name was Sonia. She was very mean, but she was Russian, and she was always speaking in Russian around the house. And so I was around a lot of Russian growing up, and God, he has it down. He sounds just like her kid, because she had a kid too. He was not nice to me. He called me little gay boy. I don't know. It was in Russian a lot of the time, so I'm not really sure what he was calling me. But, it was like, and even with, Hudson, what's his last name? Hudson Connor? Hudson whatever. I mean, give him an Emmy nod too. Ass of steel, heart of gold, my neurodivergent prince. I love this man. I understand him. I understand how he thinks. I understand his pattern recognition. I understand his little OCD tics. I get him. And I get why he's in love with Ilya. And I get why they're in love with each other. And I'm so deeply happy for them that it's making me want to reconsider my recent game plan, which was to be a villain. Like, I told all my friends a few weeks ago, I was like, guys, I'm gonna low key be in my villain arc and write off dating and just really focus on myself. Now I don't want that. Now I don't want that. Now I want to believe in something again. I want to believe in what they have with each other. Another thing I really want to touch upon before we wrap this up is Rose Landry, the ally that you are, because she knew that Shane was a homosexual. And she clocked it, but she did it in a way that was respectful, that was mindful, that was very demure of her. And she made him aware of the fact that she would provide a safe space. And she also offered him something that he has never had before, which is someone to queen out with. You know, like, she queens out with him, she gives her opinion, and she said, listen, I'll be your beard if I have to. She's like, I'll cover for you. I got you. And I don't think Shane has never not had his guard up. And so it was the first time someone really said to him, like, I'll take care of you. Like, you don't need to always have your guard up, especially with me. Like, I got you. I see you for who you are. And that is what's really been important for Shane to unlock his own ability to communicate so he can, like, you know, be his true, authentic, queer self and go off and date the Russian boy and get married and pop out a baby. Like, do the yaoi thing. Like, she provided the safety for him to, you know, to do that. And I think that's beautiful. And I'm happy for her. And I love these gay boys. These gay boys are my everything. And that's why I've been talking about this show so much. Just because we need good TV. And these are just objectively... This is objectively good TV. And I really fucking love these gay boys. That being said, this has been my first YouTube video. Let me know what we should talk about besides Heated Rivalry. Obviously, I'll make more videos on here. You can check out my TikTok at by Spencer Thomas. That same goes for my Instagram. It's Twitter, all of it. It's just by Spencer Thomas. And you can check out my Substack if you want to, or I'm probably going to write about this as well. So, have a great night, guys. Night. I'm filming this at 2:37 in the morning, and I'm going to post this at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning on YouTube, and we're just going to see where this goes. If no one watches it, this is for me. If you guys watch it and like it, great. I'll make more YouTube videos, but we're trying something new. So, Hags, have a great summer, and thank you for being here.